aliens to ghosts, demons to angels, and from shadow people to the outlandish. Heidi Hollis is the Outlander.
Welcome to my awesome Friday evening. You are listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlanders. Welcome to the show, everybody. Get comfortable, get some popcorn, and get ready to smile and be highly intrigued, I hope. This show, if you do not know, is about bringing outlandish and interesting topics to the forefront, from aliens, angels, demons, holy encounters, shadow people, to Bigfoot, to the outlandish. I always say, if it's weird, we're here. And now you are too. So guess what? You are among friends. If you do not know who I am, cover your ears. Just kidding. When it comes to the outlandish, I don't know. It doesn't matter if, like, Bigfoot is picking bugs out of your hair. Personally, I'm someone who has been there, seen that. I didn't see that, though. Experienced it, freaked out, found some answers, wrote about it, got over it, and now I'm hoping to help others do the same darn thing and understand this kooky world of ours. I welcome you to go to my main website to learn a ton about me there. That is just a big old lump of mystery. So, HeidiHollis.com. Yeah, really unique. HeidiHollis.com. And I also want to tell you to go check out the other F-word.com, theoutlanderscomic.com, and UFO2U.com, paranormalpledge.com. I got a lot of .coms, okay. Those are all for real. Alienadvice.com, too. How about that? Huh? I forgot about all those, but I do have them. Yeah, so check it out. And I want to tell you guys how you can hear this show. Oh, I got to tell you something. I posted something to YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/Heidi Hollis, I posted a couple of very unique videos that I took. I think you may dig. It wasn't that long ago. A couple of weeks or so, I videotaped my favorite thing. I love our clouds. I love clouds. And I love looking at globes. Go figure. It's as if I've looked at it that way before, from outer space looking down. I don't know. Go to youtube.com/Heidi Hollis. I'm going to post it here in the chat room very soon. I have a video that, it made me do a double take. Let's put it that way. And I saw what looked like an angel standing on the clouds with his head bowed. And I'm like, is that a person standing on a cloud? I'm like, what is that? It really made me, I was just like, wow. And so I videotaped it. Very, very cool. And then, now this is funny. I videotaped this one a year ago. Totally forgot about it. But I posted it up on my YouTube page. I saw a double chemtrail, like side by side, pretty much as thick as they were both equally in their thickness, but one had like soap on a rope, little loops, and one had a black line, like, I don't know, a black line that was parallel to it. Very strange. I heard of these ones with black lines, but I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I had to videotape it. I was at a stoplight, and I'm like, is that a black line between two very solid, thick chemtrails? You have got to see it. It is mind-blowing. So, again, youtube.com/Heidi Hollis. I posted it to the chat room. Speaking of the chat room, my friends are there. I've got Bonnie Fufu, Carol Carl. Hey, girls, how's it going? I've got Russell Bug Tussle. Hey, dude, what's up? And Hector. How's my friends doing? MJ. Can't forget MJ. He is the producer, and he is in the chat room, as many others are also hanging there. So I have got to invite you guys. Go to irnchat.com. you could join in the chat. Just cap your questions, and I will do my best to answer them, especially because of what tonight is. But I got to tell you some other stuff first. So you can hear this show by phone by dialing 401-283-6700. And you could also call into the show, especially for what tonight is. 1-888-919-2355, or go to Skype and type in Inception Radio Network, and you could send your questions to MJ there. Now, what am I hinting to about what tonight is? What is tonight? Today is all the Outlandish Corner. Oh, my favorite shows. I know I'm like way overdue. I apologize. I have been giving a lot more time to my guests that come on the show, because usually I give the first 30 minutes of most of my programs in the past to the Outlandish Corner. What is the Outlandish Corner? Well, let me tell you, it's really fantastic. Outlandish Corner is nothing but your phone calls, your emails, your questions, your comments. Give it to me. Dummy. Because I'm going to go through them. I have so many emails that have built up. And now this is funny. I have not been doing the Outlandish Corner as much as I have in the past. So my emails trickled off a little bit. But my messenger on Facebook blew up. What is that about? I don't know, but it's all good. I dug mostly from the emails for tonight, because they're just a little bit easier to grab and copy and paste. You try to get, it's not easy through your messenger. And messenger is giving me a heck of a time. I don't know what is going on with it, but I've been trying to figure it out. Turns out I have hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands, I don't know, of messages, big, juicy messages they might as well be emails. In fact, I prefer emails. So, of everybody's stories. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, which is cool. The more detail, the better, especially for these types of shows. I love reading these off, and people seem to enjoy hearing them. So, write me your stories as much as you want. Ask your questions to Dus Outlander, that's D as in David, A-S Outlander @gmail.com. I will get to those at some point. It may be a big delay, because holy cannoli, I'm getting more and more people sending me stuff, and this show is wrangling in big numbers. Oh boy, it's been very interesting. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support. And I also want to tell you, thank you for the support of checking out my comic strip. Yeah, I'm a crazy lady. The Outlanders, go figure. The OutlandersComic.com. Or go to InceptionRadioNetwork.com, and you will see the comics on there. And wow, it's just been great. Yes, this is a live show, Russ. Russ is asking a question. I think he got the message. So yeah, this is this is going to be a fun one. All right, guys. Today, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go right now to the Outlandish Corner. I'm just going to start, and I'm going to dive in with some of your biggest, juiciest emails you have ever seen on the planet. Bong! First, I'm going to get out the number again. If you have questions, call during it. But I know most of you guys listen to this show through the app or a repeat or whatever. So 1-888-919-2355. And let's begin. Okay. All right. It says, "Hi, Heidi." That's me. I would like to ask your opinion on some current issues I am experiencing with suspected encounters with the Hat Man or shadow people, or both. The reason I ask for opinions rather than aid, is due to the fact that I am not sure if I have gone completely off the deep end or not. I would like to add that I am currently seeing both a psychologist and a psychiatrist for depression. However, all of us aren't sure if it's really that or minor breaks with reality. I have explained some of my encounters to my therapist, but he doesn't seem to understand. On another note, both of my late grandmothers were strong believers in the paranormal, And since their deaths, my family has experienced some phenomena related to them. There are always warm, fuzzy, happy feelings surrounding these moments, not like the others I am personally dealing with. I do not play with Ouija boards or practice magic. Here are just a few things I have noticed. This is the first one. The sightings and such have gotten progressively worse in the past 2 years. I'm assuming shadow people, Hat Man. Next one. I didn't see anything much as a child, but felt weird presences on occasion. I suffer from multiple chronic genetic illnesses that cannot be cured. Oh, that sucks. It started off with just one that would hide at the foot of my bed. I could feel it, but I couldn't see it. Now I can just about see 2 or 3 at a time, and they are everywhere I go. Most commonly, as soon as I turn off my light at night and get into bed, there they are all over my room. Their favorite places to hide are on my ceiling fan, at the foot of my bed, by my door, and under my desk. They stare at me with huge white or red eyes, and they are very tall with long, spindly arms, legs, and fingers. They were silent at first, but recently I started to hear them speak. It almost sounds like a TV in the next room over, but no TV is on. You could tell it's voices, but you can't discern what they are saying. I always turn away from them, otherwise I become paralyzed and can't stop staring at them. I've gotten stuck in their gaze to the point where I've almost screamed and had to keep myself from throwing up. Oh, just the other night, one attacked me in my sleep. I was not dreaming, per se, but I, quote, saw the figure above me, and it started clawing at my chest and face violently. I woke up kicking, punching, biting, sweating, and nauseous. Oh, gosh. After that, I laid there and shook for hours with my blanket wrapped around me so tight I couldn't move. I see and feel them wherever I go. The forest, the classroom, the store, anywhere. I don't know why. I understand that the Hat Man and shadow people tend to stick around bedrooms and are mostly silent. So what is going on with my experiences? Any advice would be extremely helpful. I have no idea what's going on and why so many evil-feeling things are targeting me. I want to know if I should get myself checked out or keep quiet about it, as I'm still under my parents' very skeptical roof. Thank you in advance, Becca. And then it says, P.S. I have gathered images similar to what I have been experiencing. If you would like to see them, please let me know. Yes, Becca, please send them. Oh, Becca, sounds like you are just going deep for a ride. This is horrible. I have to say, this is not so out of the ordinary, the types of experiences that you're describing here. I've had a lot of people who have told me they feel inundated. They feel like they're being smothered. These shadow things are everywhere. It's not something that they are always experiencing in one certain spot in their lives. So your experiences at the level that you're having, yeah, it's extreme. It is extreme. But don't feel that you're just so much worse off, and it's got to be something just absolutely all about you in particular that's different about it. And also, you said that you think that you've always heard that these beings are more quiet, and they're not. Oh, where is it? Okay, you said blah 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 blah. Stick around bedrooms and are mostly silent. So what is going on with your experience? They don't always stick around bedrooms, like I just said. And silent shadow people do whisper. They do growl. I've heard of them say things in people's ears. Hat Man, he could be a serious creep of a creep. He likes to get all up into people's business. He likes to go in their dreams. He likes to get in their heads. He'll whisper. He has a guttural voice. He threatens. He rapes. He bites. He scratches. So, good on you for getting them back. I hope you got some good licks in there. I mean, you kicking, punching, biting, sweating, and nauseous. I understand being thrown in this type of world all of a sudden, having to question one's own sanity. I think that's normal. I think that's quite normal because we are taught in this society that such things are not happening, that this is not the reality of our world. However, not too long ago, and in most societies, we acknowledged the spiritual realm. In fact, many cultures still do. And the attacks that could come from them, that they're not all fluffy and positive as you've experienced with your grandparents that passed away. These things exist. This is really happening. And, it's very stressful to deal with, especially if you're doing it alone. So you're wondering if you should get yourself checked out or keep quiet about it. Girlfriend, no way. Talk about it. Because one thing these things like to do is to isolate others who are experiencing these things. So they do feel isolated and don't want to share. And they wither away. And they go silently mad. And they distance themselves from their family, their friends. They don't do what they really want to do because they're seeing these dark things everywhere. It's a horrible, horrible reality to be a part of. One thing I really have to encourage you, though. It sounds like you're really getting in your head about this stuff. And what do I mean about that? It's like, oh, it's on me. Oh, it's got me. I get that. It sucks. But step out. Do you like to joke about things? Learn to joke about this stuff. One thing I learned more recently, a friend of mine told me that read a book by an exorcist, a priest who does exorcisms, many, 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 many of them. And he said there's a couple of things that you need to know. That evil cannot read your mind. Huh, how about that? So you can anticipate all you want in your head that these things might come around. Yeah. But it's not going to invite them more. I've had people say, "Oh, because I'm anticipating it's going to happen more." So don't get in your head about that. And another one that the exorcist said, this is a fascinating topic for an exorcist to reveal his secrets, is that evil, they don't like to be laughed at. How about them apples? I just learned this. I laugh all the time. I laugh about evil crap all the time. No wonder I'm doing okay. Learn to laugh about this stuff because it's breaking you down. Do not let it continue to break you down. Learn to laugh. I wonder if this priest, if he's in the middle of an exorcism and the demon's like, "I'm not going to tell you my name." And the priest says, "Did I ever tell you this joke about, so Jesus and a rabbi go into a bar?" Or, it's just, I can't help myself. I mean, really, I just, learn to laugh about it. Let loose. And, it's interesting and it's neat to have, psychologists and psychiatrists who are, hearing you out, giving you the time of day on these things. And, there is always a possibility, because I do work in mental health, that this is something psychological. It could be. It really could be. I don't know. I'm not a doctor in that regard, but in speaking on the paranormal, if it is something of the paranormal, still, stress is not good. Learn to keep more casual about it. And I think that will reflect nicely upon your sessions, because when you're terrified, I think it's harder to explore within and help figure out things. So I hope that was helpful to you, Becca. And yeah, feel free to send those pictures on over what it is you've been experiencing. The red glowing eyes, white eyes, those are typical as well. So just so you know. All right, going to the next one. Okay. Dear Heidi, that's me. My name is Damien. I am French. I'm 29. I do not know where to start. Excuse my English. I'm not very good. I translate through Google. I will go straight to the point. One night, I was raped by a shadow man during my sleep. Oh my gosh. While a man with a hat looked at me. I was unable to move, and when they realized that I was awake, he put his hand on my head, which put me asleep right away. I have a lot of bad luck, and worse, I feel dying. I'm reading just as he's wrote this here, so I'm not editing it. So he says, I feel dying. They stole something from me that night. I would love to meet you. I have so many questions, and I think very little time to find answers. How to get out of this situation? Help me, please. I need help. I cannot talk about it to anyone for fear of being taken for a madman. I could tell you so much more. I travel through other worlds until the day I fall into a world with a greenish luminosity. I was walking on a very narrow path until arriving in front of a door without wrist. I'm not sure what that means. I do not remember, but I think I finally managed to open this door. I hope to hear from you soon. I attach a picture of me. Please look at my eyes. It is 100% genuine. I also have traces that appear on the body to my awakening. Kinds of burns from within. Thank you for your attention, Damien. Oh, gosh. I mean, who's got chills out there? You guys, he sent these pictures, and it shows his arm with very wide scratches that kind of swell up. And there's a picture of himself with extremely odd reflective eyes and almost glowing. So I'm assuming, Damien, you are feeling, you said that you feel like they took something away from you, but you must be hinting to the point of feeling like you're possessed, that you sent this picture. Oh my gosh, my heart just breaks. This is, guys, just when you think that you got this world figured out, and if you could even take one of these emails for the value and the truth and the honesty of what it is, it could change your whole world. This guy, and I'm not saying it's 100% for real. I'm not saying it's a prank or anything either, but that's not what I am into deciphering from an email. I take these emails and I try to give my best advice and hope that it helps somebody who truly needed it. This person sounds like they need it. And I am not sure if you're French Canadian or over in France or what, but I sure do wish I could lickety split on over there to you to help you out with this. But again, I'm not an exorcist either. I'm not sure to what extent these beings have gotten to you, but oh my gosh, it's just this just tears at a person. My gosh. Okay, so all right, take a deep breath. Okay, everybody. Hatman and shadow beings have been known to rape male and female, and it sounds like that's exactly what they did. What they have done, what they have taken from you, they break a person down. When we have so much fear, I mean, imagine just outright guttural, I'm losing my soul and life type of fear. I don't know if anybody's had that kind of like near-death type of feeling. It's horrifying. You feel like a part of you has been taken from that experience. Now multiply that by every time and every night that you go to bed and something is coming for you. And see what's left. Now, if you're a person that's been raped, now think about being raped and never having the ability to point a finger to a guilty party because that guilty party supposedly does not exist. Can you imagine that? And for a man, I mean, just horrible. I can imagine. Damien, I got to tell you, this is something that you should not have to sit alone with. I can understand if family is not able to open up their minds and hearts to you on the topic, but you got to find someone. I don't care if it's even someone online, to be in a chat group, to join the irnchats.com. Come on there and chat about it. Got some great people in there. I have a group on Facebook, Shadow People and Hatman Experiencers. And, we really try to help people. And there's a couple of pastors who work with demons that also help on that group. So this is something that is just gone way too far for you. And honestly, I think that this happens more often than people always tell me. I know it could be quite common, and then if I get a chance to exchange emails with a person, I slowly break down the levels, and they're like, "So I've been raped, or it tried to rape me," and it's like, oh my gosh, because it's like they say, it's about power. It's about power, taking your sense of self away. So yeah, they aim to take something away from you. They're aiming to break you down. How utterly demeaning. And to be done, once again, by a being that you cannot point the finger to say, he did it, that helped me get justice. How do you get justice out of this thing? The thing that you can do is to keep these bastards away. And I'm telling you, you've got to find the faith in you to do this. You've seen evil. You have experienced evil to the most bottomless pit that you can imagine. So know that there is an opposite force. I mean, this is a given. You saw the evil, opposite exists. It's just like ketchup and mustard. One exists, the other one's going to exist. It just is. That should help boost your faith alone, and having no doubts in knowing that. It's in the Bible to have the faith of a mustard seed. Speaking of mustard, a mustard seed, because back then it was thought to be the smallest seed known to mankind. And it said, if you have the faith of the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Move those mountains. Move those demons out of your life. You may need the support of a good person in your life, but go and with that person, go through every corner of your home and bless it. Get holy water from your church, whether you belong there or not. Get spring water, set it out in sunlight for a couple of hours, sprinkle it, say a prayer in every corner, close every door as you get out of the room, and open up the door to your place and say a big juicy prayer, and then slam the door on this beast and be done with them. And I do that using a cross necklace, and I wear that cross necklace. I personally never take mine off because everything wants to kill me out there. They really hate my guts because I tell people such things on how to get rid of them. So you've really got to put your ethereal foot down and put your faith forward. So it's nothing to mess with. It's gone too far. It goes too far when you've seen their ugly mug more than once, okay? But now this has flipped your life upside down. So this has got to be done. Now, you're traveling to other worlds. These beings are related to aliens. It sounds crazy, I know. But if you want to learn more about that, my book called The Secret War, I talk about the connection between shadow beings and alien beings and why that is and how that is. A lot of people see them right side by side. I had gotten rid of some gray alien beings. Next day, shadow people came in. I mean, what the hey? What is that? I mean, and I think I was one of the first to tell people to say in Jesus' name to get aliens out of their lives, and it worked. Now, why is that? Because these things are related. And know that you can always get back in touch with me. Ask as many questions as you'd like, and I hope that this was helpful to you. And feel free to call the show. I mean, really, we could talk, and you can always write, and I'm always here. So we're going to continue on with the Outlandish Corner, you guys. This is, it's really, really deep. I don't know. But you're listening It's me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander. Remember, always if it's weird, we're here. We're giving you advice and insight on outlandish topics, and the phone lines are open. 1-888-919-2355. And because today is 100% Outlandish Corner, you can call anytime you want. Let me see here. I'm looking through the chat room to make sure I didn't miss any capped questions. I don't see any. Oh, there is one. Oh, Carol. Okay, it says. Okay, let's see. Heidi, to your knowledge, are there any accounts of more than one shadow person seen? In other words, teams or groups? Well, yeah, one of the letters I just read. And interesting enough, the Hat Man always seems to be the one in charge. He is often seen like directing shadow beings, and there's this Grim Reaper piece of crap, literally bony fingers, tall, with a sickle, and a big hood. I'm trying to think. Some of them have actually seen like a skull or glowing eyes, but it's usually black and monk-like looking thing. He's being even told what to do for Hat Man. Hat Man is the pimp. He is a pimp. He is working him. He's got the pimp hat and everything. I don't want to give him no compliments though. His taste sucks. Okay. Oh gosh, but yeah, there's more than one, and they're horrible. All right, so here we go. I got another. Yeah, I have to tell you guys that last letter, that was, that just hurts.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million, what color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo! Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Do you guys know, let's have a conversation. So I go through these emails, I go through these messages, I go through whatever it is that people send me, pictures, drawings, and I'm one person sitting here going through this. And sometimes I cannot help but to tear up. And I'm not one of those people that's like overly emotional about much, but the things people are going through, the agony, the isolation, the destruction they feel, and I just wish I could get out there and just even chat about this stuff, and just break it down with them, because it's horrible, absolutely horrible. Especially, I get to some of these emails quite late. And hold on, I need a swig of coffee. 1 second. It is coffee, orange coffee. It's so good, my favorite. But to go through, and read these and to miss some and find help my 5-year-old. I miss one that said, help this kid of mine, or my whole family's being terrorized, please, or right now, I can't take it. And freaking, the messengers, I get these messages months later. I've got some years later, and I'm like, trying to reach back to these people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you okay? What's happening? And they're like, well, what took you so long? And I just, it's so much. It is so much. And I really want to, at some point, get the opportunity to be a little bit more accessible. And my dream job would be to actually do it full time. I don't care in what capacity, but to actually be able to, hop the plane, get out there. I don't care who's listening, camera crew, TV, whatever, radio, or just solo, just to have the ability to do it. But whoever it would take to help back such a thing, I would be all about it, because it's hard. It's really hard. And no one is taking these emails. It's just me. It's just me sitting here. I think I need to clone some people to help me out. Some more Heidis, please. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give them nicknames like Hellish Heidi, Heavenly Heidi, Hilarious Heidi, Hopeful Heidi. I'm just going to clone. I'm going to start investing in the clone industry. But anyways, okay. I just had to say that because it's so much. It is so much. And I don't know. I think I'm going to need some volunteers. I've actually had people volunteer, like, I'll help you with the emails. But then I'm like, privacy issue, how do I do that? How do I get past that? And oh gosh, some of these people are well-to-do, got a name for themselves and this or that, and they're like, please, don't contact, don't say anything, but it's me. It's OJ. What, OJ? Well, the Hat Man's coming at you because you killed 2 people and you robbed a man at gunpoint. Oh, do you know they call him Big Head in prison? They say his head is not proportionate to his body. Well, I think his attitude is quite big-headed as well. Did you guys see that whole thing? I missed some of it, but they recapped it, and he was talking through his teeth, like, oh, I got this, this was done. I'm like, wow, you got a whole attitude there, dude, for, begging for your freedom. And they gave it to him. It just blows my mind. I mean, here's to the Browns and the Goldmans. I mean, jeez Louise. Anyways, moving on. Where were we? Big-headed freaking OJ. All right. Okay, we're going to the next one. It says, Dear Heidi, my name is Jamie. I'm 27 years old from England. I am writing to you for several failed attempts. After several failed attempts at contacting other people for help. People who seem like they know about the Hat Man. Unfortunately, I've had no success. Well, here I am, Jamie. I'm going to flick my little cape. Purple cape. Wouldn't that be a funny show? Heidi with her purple cape going on to take on the shadow people and the Hat Man, flying to a neighborhood near you. Whoosh. Okay. Anyway, I think I'm losing my voice. I think I'm catching one of those summer colds. Oh, it so sucks. Anyway, it's all that flying I'm doing. I am the Batgirl being seen in Chicago. All right. So they said, unfortunately, I've had no success. I will try and make this email short, as I am sure you must be inundated with people trying to contact you. Oh, you have no idea, Jamie. But it's all good, right? What you need to. Around a year ago, I had a vivid dream encounter with the Hat Man. They put vivid dream / encounter with the Hat Man, so they're not quite sure. At the time, my partner was pregnant with our daughter. I was awoken up at around 3 a.m, not sure how. But I was terrified. You know that feeling you get when you know something is there? Mm-hmm. I could see the head, neck, and upper body of a black figure peering directly at me from around the door. Just staring. Oh my gosh. Thinking back now, it seems like a dream, but so vivid. I couldn't move. Was it sleep paralysis? So I started shouting at him. Go away. Get out of here. I was terrified. I'd always thought in an extreme situation, humans look after themselves first. But all I wanted was for my partner, an unborn child, to be safe. Aw. After all, I knew whatever this was, it was not friendly. I have evil at the forefront of my mind. After shouting a few times, getting louder and more angry, he left. The next morning, I woke up and told Flo, my partner, everything. She seemed to brush it off, unlike normal dreams, if it was a dream, that slowly disappear into my mind. This one stayed with me. I could still remember it clearly now. Anyways, I started to realize I had seen him before. I can't remember any other times, but I was definitely familiar. Not just with him, but with the whole feeling of the experience. Oh, that's interesting. After work that day, I typed something along the lines of Black Shadow Man hat. Guess what? The Hat Man is all over the internet. No, you gotta be kidding. Perhaps this is why I'm so interested in researching this phenomena. The fact that I had a truly terrifying experience with the unknown, which I would have shrugged off as a dream if it wasn't for the internet. I was astonished at how many people were describing the exact same thing I had seen. No way! I have been watching, reading, and listening to anything that could give me information on the Hat Man. After a year of looking, I came across you today. Well, why wasn't I first on the list, dude? Just kidding. No, I should have. I've listened to some of your podcasts at work today, although I still can't seem to find much detail on the Hat Man. What? Just people's experiences. Any help or direction in finding out what he is, what he wants, and how to protect my family from this would be greatly appreciated. I am also going to order your book. I was just going to say, dude, you couldn't find no information. I got a book. Apologies for the long email. This is short. I'm pretty sure I've had abduction experiences by gray aliens too, although I can't remember. Researching and reading John Mack's abduction book has brought up a lot of blurred and emotional thoughts and what seem like experiences. Throughout my life, I've had some serious dreams, out-of-body experiences, and lucid dreams. Too much to put in an email. I've always been in touch with my heart and soul, love nature and Mother Earth, and put my values to practice. With the birth of my daughter, I had an awakening to the fact that we are destroying our world. And that change starts within yourself, as we are one with the universe. Although I think with positivity, I can't help but feel the Hat Man and alien abductions are negative experiences. It may be worth noting we had 3 miscarriages before we had a successful pregnancy. Even though Flo was rushed to theater immediately after giving birth, she nearly died from losing 2 liters of blood. I spent the first 3 hours of my daughter's life wondering whether her mother was alive. Flo is now 3 months pregnant with our second child. I'm hoping this one is smooth. I get worried for my family. I don't want them to experience this. So many thoughts, experiences, and memories to write down, but I've tried to keep it short. Even more are flooding back to me as I'm writing. I feel like I'm going crazy. I need some answers, some direction, just something. Is there anyone I could talk to? Hope to hear back from you, and hope this is the right email address. Thanks, Jamie. Oh my God. Is everybody's heart melting? I mean, my goodness. It's so much. It's so much. Jamie, I understand. I tell people that until you've been met with something so absolutely evil, it's hard to understand what it's like to feel that utter sense of holy cannoli. I just dropped a poo on the floor because I am terrified. Did I say that out loud? Okay. Laugh at evil, everybody. Laugh at evil. It's horrifying. You're not going crazy. There are too many people around the globe, from Indonesia to Korea to China to Japan. I've heard from everyone all over the place. They're all experiencing the same thing. You are not going crazy. But it's also not so odd or crazy to be worried that you're going to see him again, that he's going to inflict horror and terror on the next person. These are all normal and natural feelings. It really is. Because I've had people tell me, I was just 6 years old when I seen him. I am 60 now, and I'm still terrified he's going to show up, and I never sleep with my lights off. It's always the same. I've never had a person, well, hold on. There's a handful of people who will say, well, he didn't scare me, so he must be good. Yeah, right. So that's their experience. I'm not going to knock people for what they feel to be true for themselves, but I don't know any good shadowy black masses with glowing red eyes or a man in a black suit with glowing red eyes, okay? No. They're showing up to be as creepy as they possibly can for a reason. And then some of those people, they're like, okay, so he scared me once, but most of the time he was cool. Me and him are buds. I'm like, okay, All right. That still doesn't make sense. But anywho, so there are people who will feel like, oh, it's not so bad. But for the most part, yes. To protect your family, to protect your kids. I mean, that's just a basic desire. I get that. I get constant people requesting such a thing. How do I do this? Well, you know what, Jamie, you said you're fully dedicated to Mother Earth. I hope that you've got some faith in Father God. Jesus. I'm a Christian lady. I'm not shy to say it. I have seen evil. I am so happy and rest assured in knowing God is real and Jesus is real too. And I hope that you have as much faith in that angle as you do Mother Earth and looking out for the planet. Because looking out for your soul, it's a big deal. There's something that's looking at it and thinking it looks delicious. You don't want that. You need to find a way to back him off. If you have a fear of him coming and doing things, and this is highly disturbing. Like, okay, I had experience with Jesus. I told people I could have been blind and seen it was him because my whole soul, every cell of my body screamed, it's Jesus, right? It just did, okay? It was a immediate recognition to the soul of me. What scares me about what you put is that you were very familiar with the feel of this thing. It was a sense of knowing him. That's horrifying. You know him that well to know it's him? Now, others have said they know the presence of this thing and know what it feels like to be around him. But you saw him once, and you're like, whoa, hey, I've been in this sense before. That is disturbing. Your soul recognized him. That's very scary. So he's been around too darn much. That's what that tells me. You need to get your faith right. Look into faith. Having faith in Mother Earth, that's interesting and all, but your soul is much more important. And I am also not surprised that you've had experiences with gray alien beings. This is a common theme. They are negative too. There is no honor among thieves, but they do kind of work together. My book, The Secret War, it's a big book. It'll be helpful. You said you're going to order my book on the Hat Man. I'm assuming that'll be helpful for the Hat Man. But when it comes to the connection between the alien beings and shadow people, I hate to be a book pusher, but it's like if you really want to know, it's a lot, and it's in there. So I am open to further questions from you, and you're asking if there's anyone to talk to. Yes, find me on Facebook. I do open up myself to chatting on there, not just texting. I have had people call me. You could call through Facebook, right? Mm-hmm, yeah, and I've had people just hit dial, and all of a sudden my screen, it's like, and I go, hey, what's up? And they're like, what? I got you? I'm like, yeah, why not? So, Jamie, feel free to find me on Facebook. Put a 1 in front of my name, 1 Heidi Hollis on Facebook. And also, you can find me on Skype. And you could always write me again. So, yeah, I'm open. And, it sounds like you need some help in trying to figure this out. And I think after you've read the books, I think you'll find a lot of answers there. But, again, I'm here. Oh, and yeah, this radio show, chat room. You could call the show anytime. A lot of people don't like doing that, though, because it's a lot of people are listening. So, anyways, all right, I'm going to get to the next one. Where are we? Oh, this is a big one. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Is this one a little smaller? Okay, this one's a little smaller. I'll wait for that big one after the break. All right. This one says, Dear Heidi, I was watching a video on YouTube about shadow people and Hat Man. I'm not sure if it was you or somebody else being interviewed on what I think was Coast to Coast. Probably me. I didn't realize Hat Man was popular like this. Yeah. All I know is a few years ago, while living in a certain apartment complex, I would be visited by a black figure. I never felt any kind of negative energy, but was amazed as you described. what he looked like, because that is almost exactly how I saw him too. He stood around 6 foot tall, had pretty broad shoulders, had a top hat on, had a trench coat. That's interesting. Top hat and trench coat and some sort of boots. What? He's got boots? Maybe it was raining. They almost look like army boots. Oh, okay, those are different. That man had combat boots on. I hope he spit shined them. Oh boy. He's switching it up. He would stand there looking at me as I was sitting and playing my video games. I would be annoyed after a while and say, in Jesus' name, get out of here. He would always leave. Oh, really, did you? What did I just tell you, Jamie, huh? Other times I would wake up and find him standing at the foot of my bed watching me sleep. Oh, that's the worst. Again, I would tell him to get out of here in Jesus' name, and he would. I was never afraid. I've always been able to see spirits and have had many encounters with spirits and shadow people as far back as I can remember as a toddler, from mild physical attacks to a few very physical attacks, like getting picked up and thrown out of my bed, to the spirits manipulating the physical world around me to try and screw with me. It's my normal world. Anyway, I just wanted to write and tell you. I don't have a name here. Nameless. Oh, hold on. It continues. There's a big gap. I have to tell you another story. In the program I was listening to, you had said that at times you would see these shadow people and aliens as spiders all over your walls and ceiling. At night, I fell asleep on the couch. I had the TV on, and what was playing was Crossing Over with John Edwards. That's an old one. I don't watch him, but that is what was on TV. Well, I woke up to what looked like a black widow spider standing over me. Its face close to my lips. Its lips touching my lips. Hold on. Spiders have lips? I'm out. I'm out. No. Ugh. Surprisingly, they felt like human lips. Oh, he gave you a little beso, did he? Oh my God. Spider lips on my... No. That is going too far. Oh, God. As I became more conscious, I told it to get out of here, and the thing finally left. And they said, Brian, that's okay. You're not nameless anymore. Wow. Wow. I'm really kind of grossed out, Brian. Just spider lips. But you know what? I'll tell you, Brian. I had a giant spider. Oh, this is so gross. He was crawling on the floor, and I woke up. I'm just like you. When something is near me that's not positive, I wake up, and I boom. My eyes go straight to it, and I saw a huge, shadowy tarantula spider thing, and its face came right up to mine at the side of the bed. And have you ever seen those images of spider eyes, fully magnified? I mean, just rows and rows of eyes. I could see my reflection in them. He was so solid. He was highly... coffee. Hold on. Okay. He was so solid. I just remember going, I was a little bit curious. I kind of leaned in. I'm like, wow, this is an ugly bastard. I swear to God, I did. I'm like, and then I pulled back. I'm like, no, that is beyond a shoe. That's like throwing the bed, the kitchen sink, the toilet at it, and it's weird. It kind of leaned in at me, and I could hear it shuffling. It shuffled away, and it took a peek. Figured I wasn't good eating and I might be a fighter, and it backed up. I don't know. But, yeah, I've seen them up close, too. They are disgusting. While I was reading your letter here, you said Hatman had a top hat on and a trench coat. And I said, interesting. Usually his combination is not that. So when you threw in army boots, Boom. Weird. I mean, did he tuck his pants slacks in there? I don't know. Crazy. Well, I appreciate you sharing your stories with me here. Playing video games and having to deal with that creepo. Not fun. Not cool. I don't get it. I don't know why he does what he does, but he does. And, all we could do is one thing at a time, try to take him out. And we're doing it somehow. It's a war, everybody. And he's going after people in their sleep and in the privacy of their rooms. We have got to keep strong in our faith. All right, you guys, we're going to get to our break. You're listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander. Remember, always, if it's weird, we're here. We're giving you advice and insight on outlandish topics. And phone lines are always open. 1-888-919-2355. I know most of you guys are listening to this on the loop, the repeats, or on the app. So that's okay. I know. It's not most of you are listening live. It's all good. I've got this covered because my email runneth over. Okay, getting to the next letter. Okay, this is a big, juicy, long one. It says, Dear Heidi, I've been wrestling with sharing my experiences when I was young. I had a night where I was seeing the best way I could describe it as little monsters shimmering like the Predator in those movies. My mom came and checked on me. I told her I was seeing these things. She told me to close my eyes and pray about it. So I did. A few minutes later, she came in and asked if I was still seeing them. I said, yes. So she told me to lay down with her. My father worked nights, so it was just us two. She asked if I was still seeing them again. I said, yes. They are peeking around the door frame. The door was closed, by the way. So she said, let's pray. We began to pray, and after a few minutes, every door, closet, cabinet, including the ones leading to the outside, all opened, locked or not. They all opened and slammed all at once. Oh, I got chills. I felt my mother grab me and pull me towards her into the bed. I immediately said, it's okay, it's okay. I shut my eyes tighter and prayed with more determination. Then I heard her say, do you smell that? I opened my eyes and smelled the air. It was the sweetest, most wonderful smell I cannot describe, nor have I smelt anything as beautiful since. Oh, that sounds heavenly. I said, yes, I smell it. What is that? She responded, that's God's incense being spread upon us, letting us know we are safe. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I got even bigger chills. I fell asleep immediately. We have never spoke of it since. Wow. As I grew, my interest in ghosts and things grew with me. I never took an active interest, mind you, until I was in my 20s. I would go ghost hunting and share information with like-minded individuals. Most of them had been girls, so having a guy around was a comfort for them. There was one girl in particular that a few times she had gone without me, and I woke up out of the blue, and not 5 minutes later, usually around 2 to 3 a.m., I would get a phone call, and it would be her freaking out about an experience she just had. I found that odd. I was living with my best friend, and he had bought a house, and I was renting a room from him at this time, and one of the nights I came home late, and I flung off my boots and collapsed into bed. I woke later to the sound of my doorknob shaking and turning like someone was trying to get in. You know, what the heck is it with ghosts? Like, they're the most clumsiest things when it comes to doorknobs. I mean, just turn. Turn tightly and just swing the door open. Just swing it. I don't want to encourage any ghosts out there. Okay, so he continues. I said loudly, hey, Johnny, it's me. I just got home a little while ago. Everything's cool. To which the doorknob stopped. I went back to sleep and woke up the next morning. Went out back to have my morning cigarette. John came out to say good morning and hung out, offering me some coffee if I wanted. I said good morning and thanks for the coffee. And then I asked if he'd gotten up in the middle of the night to check on me or let the dogs out. He had 2 labs, and I love people, and they love people, so it made sense for them to come to my side of the house and run into the door making noise and wanted to come see me. He said no. He never even heard me come in. So obviously he asked why. I explained to him what happened, and he said he is a straight up non-believer in the paranormal. He said to me, Dan, if you get my house haunted, I'm kicking your booty. We laughed. I said, well, if that's true, I don't think it's because of me. I pointed out the neighbor had committed suicide not a year ago. The dogs have barked and often gotten their attention staring at nothing before, and a couple other things I don't remember right now, all of which, mind you, happened before I even moved in. He kind of rolled his eyes and said, yeah. We both went about our day. So again, one night I got home late from going on an uneventful ghost hunt. I was fast asleep and I felt this knocking on my bed. And I just remember saying, stop and go away. I'm tired. I then felt it start hitting my legs. I heard talking, something along the lines of, I'm going to kill you. Oh, God. Yeah, that's typical. Or, if you don't do this, I'm going to something. Mind you, I'm still more than half asleep. I'm not thinking about anything weird going on other than someone is in my room annoying the poopy out of me. He didn't say poopy. It continued. I shot up out of bed and I stepped right up into the face of who was doing this. I was in the red. You know, when someone says they are so peed off, they see red. Well, I literally do. I screamed in a low, husky voice, what is it? What the F do you want from me? Because you're going to get it. I remember having to look up into its face. And I remember about the figure is long. He didn't put it. And I think he's saying, and what I remember about the figure is a long coat, a top hat, a monocle, and either a staff or a cane. Oh, boy. As I stood there, my own eyes aglow in the manner of speaking, this figure shrunk and disappeared. Get out of Dodge. I laid back down. You were ballsy. Oh, wow. I laid back down and went back to sleep. My brain not really processing or having time to process what just happened at the time. I woke up a few hours later and it hit me what happened earlier.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million. What color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo! Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
I couldn't wrap my head around what happened, so I chalked it up to a, quote, waking dream. Oh, that's what I call them, too. Now, I'm not a small guy, but I'm not huge either. I'm 6'2", 220 pounds. My father was 6'6", 240. Shazam! So I was used to getting up in someone's face who was bigger than I. Oh, you charged up your daddy? I'm pretty certain now I was visited by the Hat Man. Me too. He was trying to frighten me. Except I don't think he expected my reaction to him. I remember in an interview, another person talked about how she got angry and stopped being afraid and stood up to him, and he left her alone. Well, I had not seen or gotten any sort of feeling of him being around since. There was no time for me to feel anything other than anger at the time, so I cannot say if I had another run-in with him, it would end up the same way or not. Okay. There's no commas, guys. I'm just trying to emphasize where I can. Before this last interaction, I've seen him walking down my street towards me. Ooh, walking across the street near me and following me when I would jog at night. I had a park literally across the street from my house, and living in Texas, it was the only time of day during the summer I could go on a run without feeling completely drained for the rest of the day. I am in no way a runner. I hated it, but I did it on dry land training days when I was training for hockey. There are a few other paranormal instances that I have been through in my life. And when I look back at my very first one and how it made me feel, I swore I would not allow something like that to affect me and frighten me like it had that night. I have a strong belief in God the Father and Christ Jesus. Amen. I have a strong personal relationship with him, and in my life, I have felt his grace and unbound love for me. When I have been asked why the interest in the paranormal, and why do you seem to have more of an interest in the negative side, I replied, well, my first experience was negative, and I was so young that if I run into something negative and have proof, then it validates my past experience. I have this want to help people. Me too. And I know what those negative experiences do and how it makes you feel. I would like to be an instrument of God to help these people and help show them the power of God and how this light feels. That is beautiful. I feel you. I feel you. I'm hoping that this makes sense. Oh, dude, are you serious? Do you listen to my show? Really? Did you read my books? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I have had this sitting in my drafts folder for a while, wondering if I should send it to you. I hope it makes sense and doesn't give you tired head. What is that? Is that tired head? Does it make me sleepy? I'm not sleepy. I'm highly interested. Also, one night, about, I'd say, a month ago, I went outside to smoke. It was probably around 3 a.m. I don't sleep much or well, so I'm usually up very late hours. Not because of this subject, mind you. I'm just weird that way. I was outside, and out of the corner of my eye, I catch a glimpse of what I can only really describe as a 4 to 5 foot tall, shadowy figure. In the split second it took for me to turn my head, it darted behind a truck sitting at the end of my cul-de-sac, which I live only one house down from the end. So this truck was about 15 to 20 feet away. I then heard what I can only really describe as a metallic kind of screech. It wasn't one I'm coming to get you kind of sound. It was more of a trapped animal in a corner type of sound, like, I'm warning you, stay away. I will have to defend myself, but I really don't want to, type of noise. I didn't feel like tempting fate, so I stayed in my driveway with the garage door open and finished my cigarette. Kind of a way of presenting myself as not hostile or a threat, just doing my own thing. When I did go to close my garage, I stayed and watched it completely close, keeping an eye out for anything that might try to slip inside. Anyways, long story longer. I was just wondering if you or anyone you know have ever had an experience like that or have heard a noise I heard. I have never heard of a noise like that before or since, nor have I gotten a glimpse of anything paranormal, so to speak, since that night. Anyways, if you made it through this terribly grammarized nonsense, thanks for reading. And if anything, hope I gave your trash bin something to fill itself with. Dan. That's Dan, everybody. You are talented. My goodness, there's so much to talk about here. Well, okay, Dan. First, break it off a little bit. Break it down. So you had experienced a rage towards this darkness. Good on you, because it shows confidence. And I have actually heard many people, and even for myself, when you kind of take these, throw your energy forward, and when you stand in the force and energy of God, knowing God, honestly, it recognizes it. It really does. I mean, your strength comes from within, and it comes because you have this lack of doubt about where your strength comes from. So, good on you. I think it's beautiful what you said in regards to the paranormal and why you look into it. I have been faced with that question for a very long time. It's like, Heidi, why are you digging into this negative stuff? Why don't you just talk about all the good stuff and da-da-da-da-da? And it's like, well, there's a lot of good stuff out there. A lot of people, that are into the paranormal, like psychics, everything is love and light. I'm just going to focus on the light. I'm going to keep my back to the dark. I don't want to see it, and we're not going to talk about it. And, a lot of times these people that are experiencing paranormal stuff, who do they turn to? Psychics. Well, the psychics aren't going to, tap into the darkness. A lot of them won't. And you're just like, well, Shazam, what do I do? Look for a ghost hunting group. Ghost hunting group come out to try to prove that something exists in your place and move on. There are some that may help you, but you just never know. It's a toss-up. Will it work? Will they just tick it off and run out the door? I've heard from many people, it's like a priest came in and he left. He got things mad and left me hanging. So oh my gosh, there's just so many things that go on out there that are just so disappointing. So standing in your own faith, as you did and do, Dan, there are a lot of people, and you're recognizing the people that are suffering, as I recognize they are suffering, and they need help. And good on you, again, to go and look into the topic and be able to recognize the evil. I do the same. I even watch like the different paranormal shows in hopes of getting some new insight. Like, oh, haven't heard of that. Oh, purple slippers flying through the air. Nope, didn't hear about that one. It's just educate yourself. Always learning. I'm always trying to learn, and I'm never one to have a big head and say I know everything. If I ever say that, everybody run, turn off the radio, put some purple cotton in your ears. It's got to be purple. And we have got to keep learning. We got to depend on each other. We need to get more answers, and we need to help the people in need. So I think it was beautiful what you said, that you have the faith that you do. You know that the positive side is there. You know God is looking out for you. And you want to stand and be that light for people. Step into the haunted location, find out what's going on, and see that the light can win over the most darkest of the dark. Because it can, and it does, every time. Even in the end of every movie, what wins? Oh, the good side. Oh, is that a theme? Is that something that happens? Yeah, it really does. So I really love. But you did not give me tired head. I don't know what tired head is, but my head is awake. Yeah, no worries. But this screech that you heard, I'm going to tell you, there is a phenomenon going on here. And it's not me flapping around with a purple cape, I swear. Here in Chicago, there is something like a giant bat boy. And they describe it to be something to have a wingspan of 6 to 7 feet wide. In fact, you guys, if anybody's experiencing these things, get a hold of me. I just may look into the stuff. I might go fishing for a bat boy, okay? And not from the Cubs. Anyway. Yeah, and it shrieks. They say it sounds like a train trying to come to a stop. So when you're talking about this shrieking sound, it sounds like Batboy may be going around in a little cape of a sort, hooded. You called it a tall, what do you call it, 4 to 5 foot tall shadowy figure. You didn't say it had a hood, huh? All right, never mind. But yeah, these shadowy figures, they feel cornered, and honestly, oftentimes when people spot them, they'll come and charge you. And it does seem to be like a defense of a sort. People feel coldness, or they'll feel attacked, or they'll feel shoved, or they'll get scratched. So good thing that you didn't push it. But yeah, the shadowy bat boy thing shrieks very much like what you're describing. And you called it like a noisy, where is that? Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's not like awfully common, but it does happen, and it's disturbing. So I can imagine these things could be quite solid. When you say shadowy, I'm thinking that maybe it was something quite solid because it had a duck. It had a duck behind something. So sounds like an entity of some sort, and it sounded like it got busted and it didn't appreciate it, and it was going to fight its way out through the crowd. So anyways, Dan, I want to thank you so much for sharing. That was a really enlightening email, and I'm glad that you chose to fix it up and send it to me. That was really awesome of you. All right, so I'm going to get to the next email. We got a few minutes left. Okay. All right, this is a freaky one. I just saw the first line. Dear Heidi, when I was around 5, I used to get a visitation loitering at my bedroom door. A 7-foot tall, like hairless female mannequin. Everybody got that in their head? Could never cross the threshold, and I was afraid of it. When I was about 12, laying in bed, I became aware of breathing. But I associate that with my grandmother, who died shortly before. Around about 12, also, I was playing in my room when my point of awareness felt outside of myself, as if I was occupying the entire room and I perceived my mortality and felt a tremendous sadness. When I was around 23, I'm 46 now, I was in a shared student house. I returned after Christmas before my housemates. One night, whilst, they're from England, drifting off to sleep, a large, black, heavy breathing, panting dog came through the door and padded to the side of bed. Padded? Okay. I put this one down to a sleep paralysis experience. I also get massive spiders. Oh, no. Descending on me occasionally. But again, I attribute these to hallucinations in a semi-sleep state. When I was 32, my dad died. Sorry about that. And I was feeling bad about myself. I became aware of like a shadowy, smoky mass in the corner ceiling of the room, like it was looking at me, parasiting off my negative energy. Not in an evil way, just sort of interested. When my attention fell on it, it vanished, sort of with a flourish, like I had caught it. I see shadow people in semi-sleep state occasionally. Mostly, I ignore them. If I feel they are a bit nasty, I will invoke Jesus. All right, little more Jesus, everybody. Haha, told you. Which tends to get rid of them or assert I am more powerful than they are. Old Hag was getting a bit nasty, so I went full British soccer hooligan. Well. So I went full British soccer hooligan threatening. I'm not, by the way, which also works. I lucid dream there are shadow people in that space. Once I was dozing on my bed when I felt a sharp blow on my ankle. Like the film Misery when he gets hobbled. Oh no! Oh, that is brutal. Don't know what did that. Slender Man has been seen in Canuck Chase in the UK. Stephen King's It really taps into all of this also, I think. Regards, Ant. His name is Ant. I dig it. Wow. From across the pond, Ant. Thank you for writing. 7-foot tall, hairless female mannequin. Okay, so that sounds like an alien. I don't know if you saw its face, but it honestly sounds like one of those tall whites that people describe. Their heads are small, almost human-shaped, and they loiter. And you said the visitation of loitering. They loiter, but there may have been something more that happened to your experience you just aren't recalling. But I don't know if I would want to know if I were you. And you're about 5 years old. Leave it alone, because sometimes bringing that stuff forward can really scare some juice out of you. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to say it. Not OJ, not that kind of juice, but juice, okay? And it's orange. Oh, okay, I'm nuts. but anyways, I think I have to tell you, you're talking about this semi-sleep state and how you feel like you're able to see things in that state. It makes sense. We're kind of in between where our soul goes to rest and where our body is resting. There is a fine line there that I think that we're able to spot them out. And I think that's why people are spotting them out. And, whether a person is actually experiencing a technological, like scientific sleep paralysis episode where their mind is waking up, but their body was given the other kind of juice in your brain that tells you, don't move, don't flail around so you don't hurt yourself while you're dreaming you're running off a plank or something. So I think that people are able to see in that state because it is a special place, and that's where these things, they're always around, but they like to get us when our guard is down. And if our guard opens up a little bit and takes a peek around the room and spots them coming in for a little sneaky poo to suck on their juices, I wish they'd suck on that juice. Anyways, it's I think that's where they get caught. So I think you have caught them. They do like to focus on the negative energy, unfortunately. So it's just what they do, and they're very nosy, very nosy. But you said it's kind of like a parasite more than coming off your coming off your negative energy, but not in an evil way. They suck like a spider. Awesome for you to get threatening at them, at the old hag. I would love to hear more about your old hag experience. I hear about her, but people don't like to go into detail about her because I guess she is a bit nasty and gross. But I think sometimes when people put that bravado out and be like, "Don't mess with me," and you got that Jesus there in you too, I think that gets recognized. I think some of this boldness and strength comes from our faith as well. So our soul wakes us up. We wake up. God comes with us, and we both go swinging. So Slender Man being seen in Canuck Chase in the UK. I believe it's Hat Man. He doesn't always wear a hat, and he is a freak and a beast and horrible. So, Ant, I really find your story to be fascinating, and I love that you invoke Jesus out there. Everybody, find your faith a little bit more. Go to theotherfword.com. I will be putting that book out sooner than later because it needs to be done. We have come to the bottom of another awesome program, guys. I cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Check out HeidiHollis.com. Go to theoutlanderscomic.com. And remember, I am here all the time for you. Write me at dusoutlander@gmail.com. That's D as in David, A-S, outlander@gmail.com. Remember, you can catch me here every Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. You've been listening to me, Heidi Hollis, The Outlander. Remember, always, if it's weird, we're here. Good night, everybody.
You're listening to Love It.